What's up, everybody? XRP just totally smashed the $2 level. OMG, I can't even believe it. This is amazing. So good to see. XRP community, nobody deserves it more. We've been through a 7-year torture chamber, worse than any other thing on the planet. Those who had the faith, those who had the conviction, those who had the patience were rewarded. I came on here, I've been making videos for over a year now. Every single video I talk about XRP, and I talk about how important I believe it's going to be as we embark into this new crypto system that we're all witnessing. And Trump won the election, right? Basically opening the floodgates, basically pricing in this new space, right? This crypto space was grim, spiderwebs, dark, and ugly with Gary Gensler and Joe Biden. But now we're cleaning that out and we're implementing something brand new, America First. And who's going to benefit from America First? American blockchain companies. And who's the number one American blockchain fintech company in the world? Or actually, I should say in the United States, that is Ripple, right? XRP just totally took away Solana's spot, which, by the way, Solana never deserved that spot. No offense, but it's just not Solana's spot. That's XRP's spot. And actually, I'll go even further and say that that's not even XRP's spot, right? I mean, XRP deserves the number 2 spot, right? That's where I think this is all going. Ultimately, I think XRP can hit the number 2 spot. It's going to be very difficult. Can it do it this market cycle? It's going to be hard to really say that. But here's what Brad Garlinghouse says. Listen to this.
Before the SEC got involved in the crypto markets, XRP was the second most valuable digital asset, ahead of ETH. What's affecting the price of XRP has been the SEC. And then the SEC got involved and said, hey, we think ETH is probably okay, and ETH went up. And then they sued Ripple, and XRP went down. This is not how our government is supposed to work. We're supposed to have a level playing field and have equal. Before the SEC got involved in the crypto markets, XRP was the second most valuable digital asset, ahead of ETH. What's affecting the price of XRP has been the SEC. And then the SEC got involved and said, hey, we think ETH is probably okay.
So basically, XRP deserves the number 2 spot. It was always supposed to be the number 2 spot. But the SEC and the crooked Ethereum founders and all of the, basically the crooked SEC individuals, right, the deep state, got together and said, you know what? Ethereum needs to be number 2. So the SEC then went after Ripple. As soon as the SEC got involved in the crypto space, that's when we saw Ethereum basically take over. And that was not a level playing field. Now, all of this is getting wiped out, right? They met with Trump in the summer, right? And they talked about this. And guess what? Is Ethereum American? No, it isn't. Is Ripple American? Yes, it is. So who do you think the most powerful man on the planet, Donald Trump, is going to sort of favorite? XRP. Now, when it comes, or Ripple, but now, listen to this, is about a level playing field, right? So I don't want any favorites. I want a level playing field. But I also want American companies, blockchain companies, to have more of an incentive than others, because we want American blockchain companies to dominate. We don't want other countries to dominate. No offense to other countries, but it should be the way with any country at the end of the day. So we see XRP totally destroying, slaughtering Solana and taking the number 4 spot. So basically, we have Bitcoin number 1, which deserves it. Bitcoin deserves the number 1 spot, not XRP. Okay, Bitcoin deserves it. Why does Bitcoin deserve it and not XRP? Because Bitcoin, now, I don't think maybe it might not be that way all the time. Like maybe in a couple cycles, maybe Bitcoin, maybe XRP might be overtaken, right? We don't really have utility yet. Utility comes after regulations. Regulations come once Trump gets in. So it's going to take time, but I'm not shooting for, Pluto. I'm trying to shoot for Mars here, at least the moon. You know what I mean? And I think XRP should be number 2. So it should be 1, Bitcoin, right? And then number 2, XRP, right? And then number 3, you can't really count Tether because it's a stable coin. You know what I mean? And then number 3, you have ETH. Or actually number 3, I think should go to Solana at some point. I mean, we'll see how it goes. Solana, their network isn't the greatest, but it's faster and cheaper than Ethereum. But also Ethereum is developing and working. So you can't discount Ethereum. I still think Ethereum is going to do very well. By the way, Ethereum hasn't even woken up yet. So we might see, we got basically $450 billion market cap for Ethereum. So I think this thing's going to go much higher, at least another couple $100 billion, which is going to be even more difficult for XRP to overtake. Now, can it take Tether spot? Absolutely. I mean, we're only 10 billion away from Tether. I mean, less now. I think the price that was 212. I think we're even higher than that. So this is exciting. I can't believe it. Well, actually, we can believe it because we've been talking about it for the last year, every single day. You know what I mean? This is, like I've been saying, look, this is what I've shared. The stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. Should I sell now? Should I sell now? Am I too late? No. You're not thinking. You got to look long term. This wave is amazing, but this wave is going to end, right? We're pumping. This wave is going to end and it's going to come back, right? It's okay to take a little bit of profit as long as you redeploy that profit back on a dip, right? Because eventually it's going to keep going. All right. And then we're going to have a big bear market. Right. So the idea here is to look, imagine yourself 10 years from now, not the end of the bull cycle, but 10 years from now. Are you a millionaire? Do you have everything you need? Right. Are you set? Are you retired? I mean, that's the ultimate goal at the end of the day, is to retire. Right. Because what is the most precious thing in the world? Time. We all have limited time. Our heart beats only for so long, right? We're all going to die. So we don't have much time, right? And all what we're doing is we're spending that time at a job. Most of us don't like our jobs. So it's best to spend the time you do what you love doing, like spending it with family, right? Spending it doing what you want. And that is the point of crypto. It's not about the money for me. It's about the freedom. It's about the time. It's about what I can do with my time, right? That's what it's all about. So would you rather be, working at a job, or would you rather be doing something you love? Now, some people love their job. Some people are passionate. Some people wake up and they love to do what they do. Like me, I'm a trader. I love to trade. It's fun, but it's also stressful at times. So, but the thing is, trading, can only go so far, right? Investing is the key, right? Traders, they get in, they get out, they make their money. That's cool, right? Even swing traders, even better. But the hodlers are the ones who are going to have 100% assurance, right? So yesterday I put out a video and I tweeted out multiple times, letting the people know, nobody's saying that, nobody's talking about this. I don't understand it. XRP just made history yesterday, but nobody realizes it. It's kind of funny. Like, I'm looking at all these XRP people and I'm like, nobody's talking about the number one thing that just happened yesterday, which is what? Everybody's so focused on the price. No, look at the market cap. The market cap just set a new all-time high on the close. That's even more important than the actual all-time high. So you can see right here. Here's the 2018 all-time high close. Here's the 2021 retracement close. Basically, they're pretty close. And now we just closed above both of them, meaning this is the highest monthly close in XRP history for the market cap. XRP just took over Intel. You know those Intel computer things? Yeah, we just took it over. So, this was also yesterday, I think. We were at $1.86, right? We were at $1.86, and I shared this fractal, right? This fractal was looking good here. So we're going to go revisit that fractal in just a moment. But things can really start to accelerate. Don't forget to take your profit. But if you're an investor, right, nothing I say here is financial advice. You shouldn't listen to what I say. You should always do your own due diligence, do your research, all of that stuff. That's common sense, right? Now, is it too late to get XRP? Is it too, that's for you to figure out. I'm not the person to tell you. But for me, if I'm talking to myself, my past self or my future self or whatever, we haven't even begun, guys. Look. So here's the actual live chart, right? And what I just shared was the screenshot of yesterday. But now you can see we have our new monthly candle, which just started. Happy December, by the way. Last month of the year. Let's end it with a bang, right? So, the holidays are coming up. We got some Christmas money. Now we can splurge on our family and friends, right? Or maybe some of us won't. Are like, no, screw that. I'm going to keep everything in XRP and I'm going to maximize everything I got. But here's the thing. Yesterday, right? Like I said, that was very important. We got the close. This is a monthly candle. This is the ultimate chart, which is the monthly chart. There's no other chart. I mean, obviously you got the 2-month and the 3-month, but the monthly chart is the one that people really pay attention to when it comes to long-term investing, right? So you can see we have a big cup. You can see we have a big handle. We have a bullish engulfing monthly candle that just closed all-time high, meaning what? Confirmation. That's yesterday we were at $1.85, $1.90. Then we had the close. Then I said confirmation. We got the confirmation. Now what do we see? We see $2 plus. We went from $1.85 all the way up to $2.20. So that's what I mean by confirmation. Now, did I know it was going to happen that fast? No. Nobody really knows. It could take a couple weeks. It could take, a couple days, right? I mean, it just depends. It could even take a couple months. It just really depends on how it's moving here. So, basically, that's what we have here. Now, let's take a look at the price. So, here's the price, and here's the chart I've been sharing for a long time. And look at this. Look at this. When we go to the 2-month chart, guys, look at this. This is why I said it's most likely coming. Look, 20 bars. This right here is a carbon copy of what we have here. All right? And we have 20 bars. So 20 times, that's 40 months. Okay? And right here we have 40 bars. That's 80 months. So this structure right here, so now I can go back to the smaller time frames because now we understand, right? So let's go to the weekly now, and let's zoom out, and let's take everything. Well, before I do that, this right here was twice as big as this. Remember, this is 20, this is 40, 2 times as big, right? And if we can see what happened, this is why I don't understand why people didn't buy XRP or talk crap about it. I mean, they can't, it's clear as day, right? And for me, it's all about the structure. It's about the wave structure. And we can see very clearly here, right, that is exactly what's happening here. It's the same, literally the same exact thing. So if we had this type of move, because this is what it's all about right here. That's what it's all about. That's why we're all here, right? So if this structure right here gave us this, and this structure is identical to this, and it's twice as big as this, what do you think's going to happen? I mean, come on. Maybe it won't happen. Maybe it goes up and then it's over, and then we have to spend another 10 years. Right? Anything's possible. But at the end of the day, it's all about what we can see, the probabilities, right? We have a rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways, blast off. Rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways, torture, hell, blast off. And basically, all through this, I kept saying, just be patient, it's coming, we gotta wait, it's a little bit, I didn't know exactly when, but now we see it, all right? So, we're sitting at $2.16. So here's the thing. We just had the monthly close, right? Well, guess what today is? Sunday, which means what? We're gonna have a weekly close. And where is the weekly candle about to close? It's about to close above its 2021 cycle top, which wasn't even a cycle, it was a retracement. And where is that at? That's about $1.60, let's say, $1.55, right around there. Okay, so here's the thing. The weekly candle is going to end in about 2 hours. Okay, so 2 hours and 20 minutes, less by the time you see this video. And as long as we close above this close, then that means we broke out. We broke above the retracement level. Then we only have one more job to do. We have one more task to do, and then we are in full-blown price discovery. And do you know what that is? That is closing above this guy way over here. And this guy, he sits at the top of the hill, right? You ever play King of the Hill? We gotta take this guy down because we want to be king of the hill now, right? So this guy is sitting all the way up at $2.75. So here's what I'll say. Once we have a weekly candle close above $2.75, it is full-blown game on, meaning we are in price discovery, meaning we should target the first target, which is where? The 1618, which is where? Which is exactly right about, let's take a look here. Look at this. We just crossed above the 618. First of all, let's talk about that, right? We just crossed above the 618. Let me expand this a little bit more. And let me make sure it's right on the dot here. Perfect. Okay. So you could see the black line is the all-time high weekly close, which is in between the 786 and the 886. We just crossed above the 618. The biggest goal XRP needs to do is close above 208, which is going to hopefully happen. I mean, anything can happen, right? We're like 8 cents away from not doing it, and we still got 2 hours to go. So we may close above it, we may not. But if we don't, it's okay as long as we close above, this black line over here at $1.57. All right. So once we do that, the big goal then becomes closing above the 702. Right? So now, right, that line at $2.36. If we can get a weekly close above $2.36, and it's probably not going to happen this week. It could, you never know, but maybe it won't. But I believe eventually we will, not financial advice, but eventually we most likely will close above $2.35, $2.36. Once that happens, then we have to close above 275, and then we should be on our way. All right, so when I say on our way, where are we going? Where are we going? Well, the first target here would be the all-time high, but who wants to sell at the all-time high? Not me. Maybe my trades, that's different. But my hodl position, I'm not going to just cash out at the all-time high. That's ridiculous. For me, I'm looking at least dollar cost averaging out of the market around the 1618. That is the target that I see us going to fairly easy once we break out. Now, is it going to happen this month? Is it going to take 2 months? Is it going to take 6 months? I don't know. But I think we're on our way. We're definitely on our way. XRP is momentum driven, right? That's what it is. It's momentum. So, we're going to have volatility. And we really haven't had any pullbacks on XRP. So this whole wave is still the third wave. So, this thing is this thing's a monster. So eventually this third wave is going to end, and it's going to be a big dump. It's going to be a big correction. That's why you got to be ready for that. All right. So as long as you're playing with house money, you're set. All right. Now, $5.30 is the target once we break out of this all-time high. So you can see, let's do that here. Let's put a line here, and then from there we're looking at around that $7 area, right? $8.50, $10, and then eventually maybe even $13. So I think that's about where we're gonna go. Some people say $1,000 or $10,000. I'm not one of those guys. Look, if that happens, I will be having a heart attack. All right. So I don't want to have a heart attack, by the way. But some people even say $50. I can't really see that. I'm more on the camp of the highest possible number I can see XRP going is, I'll show you right here. We take this off, we go here, and we turn that on log scale, and we're looking at between $16 and $26. So there you go, $27. Let's just say $26, $27. That is the tippy top of this thing. Now, could it go even higher than that? Of course it could. Nobody knows exactly what's going on behind the scenes, right? So that's what I'm here to say is, this thing is barely getting started, right? We haven't even begun. We're not even in price discovery yet. We're not even in a bull market yet. I mean, we had a monster wave, and it's fun to ride that wave, but we haven't begun the actual expansion. That is the key word of today. Expansion, right? We need to expand. We have not expanded. Okay? When we look at this, that is an expansion. All right? When we look at this, we're still in the box. We just exploded and we melted some faces. And we are still in the box. We haven't even broken the box, right? Our base, our launch pad. All right. So people say, oh, maybe I need to sell now and get out. Well, I mean, you can, but, and look, I'm not here to say what to do, right? I'm not here to tell you what to do. I can't. But taking profit, like resistance, right? So it makes sense for a lot of people to sell right here, obviously, because you're right at that point where we go up, we come back down. We go up, we come back down. We go up, we come back down. So that's what people believe. Now, I don't believe that. Why? Because look at the shape. Resistance. We're cupping into the resistance. We're cupping into the resistance. We're weakening it, right? You look at it, oh, it's a double top. Oh, it's a triple top. No. They're meant to be broken. This is a W pattern. This is the most bullish pattern you can possibly get. Why? Because not only is it a W pattern, right? And you can see, here's Ethereum right here. Look at Ethereum. Same exact thing. You see the W? Look at this. Boom, 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 boom. So where are we at? We're probably right around here. So we still got way more to go, right? or we're actually probably like right around here because we're breaking that retracement level here. So look what happened, guys, after we broke above the retracement block. So here it is right here, right? We came up, we broke above it, we broke above this top of the W here, and then we came down, we retested it, right? So there's your W pattern, right? Now let's go back to XRP really fast. And there you go. You can see the W, right? So right now we're breaking above this. So what did Ethereum do when it broke above its retracement block? By the way, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, I mean, you know, what are you waiting for? This is the time here. So I'll put a little bit of a line right there. So the risk here is dropping back down to $1.60. That is people say, oh, we're not going to do that. No, we could totally do that, right? This is a monster wave. 1, 2, 3. So let's look at that for a second here. If we take a trend-based fib extension, we totally blew away. We blew past all the extension level. Look at that. We totally smashed through all of them. So what we have to do here is now we move that up to log scale. All right. So look at the log scale. We just passed the 2618. The next target here, I mean, really anywhere in here is you know, let's see. Let me put one moment here. Let's go to settings and let's put the 3 on. And we got, let me just take a look real quick here. So the 3 is coming up, which is at $2.48. Okay, so that would be the next little area to take you know, to look at it as resistance. And then 310, and then 346. Wow. So this is on log scale. So this is the big boy. This is the big boy fib targets. Okay, so let's get rid of that. So here's the thing. The fourth wave is going to end somewhere, or the third wave will probably end somewhere here and will probably come back here, right? So it could be a monster flat. We could come up here, right? Maybe get up here, do something like this, and then, you know what I mean? And that's a lot of volatility right there, right? So we have to be prepared for these wild swings that are probably going to happen. If you look back in the last cycle, we really didn't have so much of a wild swing. Now, if you look at this first thing here, we actually dropped 60%. So that is pretty wild, right? 60% is a big deal. And then this one here, we dropped all the way down another almost 70%, guys. So, you know, here's the thing. The way I would play this, not financial advice, but the way I would play, let's say you're not in XRP, or let's say people are looking to get it. What I would do is let's say I had $1,000. I would take maybe $200 and I would buy it right now. Right now. But you have to have a long-term vision, not financial advice, right? So we take that $200, we spend it, and then what you do is you wait for this to end, and then you get a fourth wave, and then you put the rest in on an A, B, C, right? And then you put the remainder in, and you could get a good deal, probably somewhere around $1.60, $1.70, right? So we'll see how it all plays out. Or, you know, and here's the thing. The reason I say put the 200 in now, because we might not get that pullback. We might go all the way to $4 or $5 before we actually start that pullback process. So this is the most, you know, when the prices are down in the dumps, I'm cool. I'm chilling. A lot of people are depressed. A lot of people are sad. But for me, I'm just like, I'm chilling. I'm cool because I know eventually it's going to work out. But when we start to explode, that's when everybody gets excited. And I get excited too. But I get very terrified because I know, what goes up must come down at the end of the day. So the question is, are we actually going to get a bull run, right? Because anything can happen. For example, we still have to worry about the deep state, right? The deep state can do anything they want. World War III, cyber attack, Trump not getting into office because they pulled some out of their hat. Maybe they don't certify the election. Who knows what they try to do, right? My prediction was Trump would win. He won. But then I also predicted they wouldn't let him totally walk away with it because of some type of cyber attack. Now, that looks like it's not going to be valid, which is great. I'm happy. I'm happy that I'm wrong. But don't think that they're just going to give up. They're going to roll over. They're going to try something else. And here's the thing. That something else could be something big. And that big thing could be a black swan event. And a black swan event could totally just destroy the price before it continues higher. Okay, so we have to be, awake. We have to realize that. So that's why I get scared, right? It's terrifying. It is terrifying. It's not that you can't sleep because you're excited. For me, it's like you can't sleep because you're just worried that the deep state's going to do something to destroy the markets, right? But here's the cool part about it. I don't think they're going to do that right now. I think they're going to wait until Trump gets in and then pull the plug on certain economic things to make it look like the economy is failing because Trump has implemented his policies. And they're going to say, see, I told you Trump's policies aren't working. The economy's taking a crap. I told you. But in reality, it wasn't that. It was their evil agenda this whole time. But anyway, that's for another day. I just wanted to express that. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. So the 4-hour chart is absolutely stunning. Look at this. Like we talked about yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We have a 5-wave move, guys. Beautiful. So what do we expect? Well, we should get one of these guys, right? Or even something bigger than that. It could be even more complex, right? So we have to be vigilant of that. Now, let's take a look at our fractal we were taking a look at yesterday. Okay, so here we go. Here's the fractal, and look at this. It's playing out absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Almost fits like a glove, guys. Look at that. I did contract it a little bit because I want it to be even. I can even make it a little bit smaller just to line up with the bottom here. There we go. Lining up with the bottom, which means what? Well, we could see something like a big pop here. And then a monster dump, and then it comes back up and hits the high here. So what type of numbers are we looking at? We're looking at 275, and then we're looking at maybe the all-time high. And then it comes up, it hits the all-time high, it gets rejected, comes back down, all the way from $3.30 all the way back down to $2. Now, this is just a fractal. It doesn't mean much. Take it with a grain of salt. But here's the thing. It would actually kind of make sense that this is kind of playing out. I do have another fractal I'm going to show you too. Look at this. We have 3 down, right? This could come up and get 3, and then we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way back down to maybe $2 or $2.80, something like that, right? And that could be our wave 3. This could be our wave 4, and then we blow up into a wave 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going all the way, hopefully, to $10. I mean, the big number for me is $10. I mean, that is my hope and everything, $10. Now, some people say that's not going to happen. Some people say you're thinking too small. It is what it is. We'll see. We'll see where everything falls out. Maybe we don't even hit $3. Maybe we get to $3, and that is the all-time high. I mean, you know what? Anything's possible. But for me, I'm looking at it from a probable, data-driven way. And again, when we look at this zoomed out here, right, we can see, now let me get rid of that one, and then here's our other fractal. We're gonna save that for a minute. You know, this is the largest base in crypto history. This is the longest downward resistance line in crypto history, right? So this is a monster launch pad, and we're breaking it. So this thing should get going pretty extreme, to be quite frank. So let's look at this fractal. So let's go back to the 4-hour. So this fractal, it's not really a fractal. Look, where I got this from was, well, first of all, where I got the other one was right, I got to go to the daily chart. So the one we're looking at right now is this one here. I'm just trying to, it's not really a fractal. I'm just trying to compare what this looked like compared to what it's looking like now. And then also when we go back in time here, I'm also comparing what this looked like as well. So because I'm trying to look at the characteristics in which and how XRP moves, because it doesn't really move often, you know what I mean? It has some of these big pumps, but they're pretty short-lived. So when you're in the thick of them, it's amazing. But then you know it gets nerve-wracking as you get higher and higher, because you know eventually this thing's gonna have a monster correction. So, but as long as you have the conviction that if you can stomach the volatility, right? Because that's where people get into trouble. They think they can sell it and then just buy back in later. Sometimes it works out great, sometimes it doesn't. So the best thing to do is just, in my opinion, just hold through it all. Now, taking some profits is fine, but you want the meat and potatoes for when this thing really breaks out. So when we look at this fractal, I'm going to have to make it a little bit bigger, right? What we see here is we ran, and then we had one, boom, big wave one, boom, and then we had another wave, boom, another wave, boom, and then boom, boom. So it looks pretty good, right? And then what happened after that? Well, it was all done. It was all done with. So if we go back, way back over here, and you look at it, right? So we had our base, boom, and then we started revving up. We had the big breakout, pullback, right? And then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's go back over here. Yeah, we have our base, we have the big wave one, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, let me go back and let me look at that one more time here. Where is the 1, 2? Okay, so the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is there. All right, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. We only had 3 waves, but not counting back over here. So, all right. So let me go back over here now. So actually, the 5 waves was right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know what? We could be close, guys. We could be close to a top here. Now, I'm not saying it's the top. I mean, when I say top, I mean top of the wave, not the market cycle, not the bull run, but this top of the wave. Because you know, it looks pretty good spot here. I mean, we got 5 waves. Let's take a look at some trend-based fib extensions here. So this one is starting to hit the 1-to-1, right? So the 1618 is actually a lot higher. All right, now let's put this, let's see here. Let me do a regular fib extension, or a retracement rather. Here we go. So we're right at the 272, 221. So that could be that, that could be a good area here. The next one above that would be about 240. So yeah, it's it's looking really, really good. Now, once we get this bigger correction here, right? If we look at this, let's pretend that it is the top, right? Well, if we put the fib levels on, we need to stay above $1. That is 99 cents. That is, we can literally go all the way back to $1, guys. That's how monster this thing could be if it is the top. You know what I mean? So we just have to wait. We just have to see how it plays out. Yeah, I'm waiting for a third wave, So if we look at this, let's go to the 2-day chart here. And we take a trend-based fib extension. I believe we already did this here. And we come back down. We just hit the 3. Okay, so we hit the 3. So if we go back in time here, and let's say this was the 1-to-1 trend-based fib extension. From here, it's a lot smaller. So we totally smashed through the 3 and the 4.236. We went way beyond that. All right, so that's a good thing. That's a good sign. All right, now let's go back over here. Yeah, total same thing with this one as well. Okay, so let me take it from here now. Yeah, so this one, we got all the way up to the 1618 perfectly. Right? We hit that 1618 pretty perfectly there. Okay, so then what we can do is look at it a little bit more zoomed out. Put that there, and then this one here. I mean, the 1618, guys, that's at $3,352. I mean, what the hell? I mean, that's not gonna happen. I mean, if it did, that would be insane. But let's tone it down to let's look at this. So the 1618 is right about $5.23 for that one. All right, so we got a little bit of some ideas here. Now let's zoom in to the small time frames here. So let's look at the 10-minute chart. Let me look at the 2-minute chart. Okay, so it's looking a little bit corrective. You had a big dump. You came up here, right? It could be a flat like this, or it could be like an A, B, C like this, or it could be a 1, 2, 1, 2, something like this, So it's too early. There's no way to really know. Obviously, it looks like you have a little bit of a top here. So either this is going to come and flag out like this, and we can take the high. I mean, there's a lot of different possibilities. We just have to wait and see. But as of now, we're stalling out a little bit. So that's a good thing. We need to cool off from time to time because things get too fast. Bubbles can pop, and then bad things happen. So yeah, let's keep an eye on it. Let's see what's gonna happen. Again, this could be like an A, B, C. This could be, A, B, C like that, right? So you get 3 down, 3 up, and then maybe another 3 down. Or we can see a 1, 2, right? If this comes down and then we get rejected here, then we might have a short-term reversal, right? I mean, it's pretty much the smaller time frame. So let's take a look at, let's zoom out a little bit more. So here's the thing. I don't think it's finished. The reason why is because I only have 3 waves here. So this could be, 1, 2, 3, and then we get 4, and then we come up and hit 5. So that's something we need to look for, right? Or this could be like a 1, 2, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, all that's 3, then we get 4, then we get a 5. So there's a couple different ways you can look at it. It's looking like it's going to be a flat. So a flat is a B wave getting higher than or about 90%, which it is. So it could be a running flat, it could be a regular flat, it could be an expanded flat. We just have to see. All right. So the weekly chart. Let's get our countdown on the weekly here. But not only do we have the weekly chart, which is in less than 2 hours, but we also have the 2-week chart, right? And let's see, what about the 3-week chart? Is that one there too? Yep. And so we have the weekly, we have the 2-week, we have the 3-week, and we just had the monthly. Oh, look at this, guys. The 3-week chart is about to have its highest close in history. If it can close above $1.99, that'll be the highest 3-week close in history for XRP. Whoa. All right, now let's look at the 2-week chart. Same thing with the 2-week chart, which is actually more significant in my opinion because, I don't think too many people look at the 3-week chart, right? But there you go. There's the 2-week chart. Can the 2-week candle, which is twice as important as the weekly candle, close above basically its all-time high? Basically its all-time high close, right? So it looks like we should get it. Hopefully we get it. So let's zoom back in. Let's go to the 10-minute chart. So as long as we stay above that black line over the next hour and 45 minutes, we have officially broken out on the 2-week chart for the all-time high close. So there you go. That's XRP. Beautiful, beautiful. Same thing with XLM. Some very similar. Now XLM did not break out, right? It is still consolidating in here, right? So like I said yesterday, we have 3 down, right? We have 3 up, and then we can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back down, or even 3 back down. So it could be some kind of ABC or WXY, something like that, right? Or it could be even maybe something like that. It just depends. We have to keep an eye on it. So let's look at some charts now. I mean, let's take a look at THETA. All right, so THETA is kind of, we shot up. We hit all the way up to, 317, which was great. And now it's looking a little bit bearish right now. It's looking like it needs a little bit of a correction. And here's the thing. The reason why I think alt season hasn't even really begun yet is because if you look at a lot of the other altcoins, they really haven't even gotten through the retracement levels yet, right? So, we got a ways to go here. I don't like this wave structure. It looks pretty bearish. It looks like an ascending triangle. It looks like it wants to break down, or hopefully we have like 3 down, right? We get 3 up, and then we get 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, something like that. So boom, 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 and then come back up. Yeah, low volatility here. Something's gonna break here. Now it could also be like a double bottom here, kind of like a W pattern that'll swoop back up. Again, have to wait and see how this breaks. So it looks pretty good though. Let's look at the weekly chart for THETA. So THETA, we need to close above 227, which looks like we're going to do. And then the next one above that is going to be about 322, 325. So we're kind of stuck in between this one and this one, but that's okay. It's not bad, you know. We're getting there, you know. It takes time. So let's look at the 2 week. Same thing. 2 week still needs a little bit more to go. But this was a big candle, so I wouldn't be surprised if the next candle does it after this one closes, right? We also had the monthly candle. So the 3 week candle's almost to the peak here. That's cool. Let's see, the 5 week candle. Okay. The 6 week candle. Oh, we're also going to have a 6 week candle close. All right, so I got to go back to XRP and look at that for a minute. So we have a 6 week candle close, and we're about to have, again, it's going to be the highest 6 week candle close in XRP history, provided we close above $1.99. All right, good to see. Let's go back to THETA here. Look at Monero, it's super low volatility. It's getting squeezed. All right, THETA. And then we also had the monthly chart, right? So the monthly, okay, yeah, we just had the monthly candle end, and we didn't quite close above it. So we came a little bit short, but that's okay. You know, we still got another month to go and another month to go. So I think eventually, you know, this red candle can come all the way back down and retest some of that order block down there before then breaking out. So we'll just have to wait and see how it all plays out. But yeah, everything's looking great so far, so good. All right, let's take a look at some of the other altcoins here for the last 8 minutes or so. So Jupiter still looking good. I mean, it looks like a 1 2 1 2 1 2. I mean, this thing looks like it's revving up to break out. You know, unless we break this trend line, then it could be, you know, 1 2 3 4 5. It could be a diag within an ABC. Okay, so that's your 1, and then we have a wave 2 for a diag, and then we go up for a wave 3. So we could get a big dump. You know, it just depends. Let's see if we can break through these retracement levels, then it'll be a good thing here. Doge, I was looking at Doge, and it looked like it wanted to sort of break a little bit here. Look at that. Look at that running flat. We got 3 down, we got 3 up, and we got 3 back down. That's a WXY. That is a running flat. And then we have 1 2 3 4 5. That looks like a diag or so. So we get a little bit of a 3-way pullback, and let's go. Or we just go down. It just really depends, right? You got that W shape. Pepe, the magic frog here. It looks to me like you have 3 down. This could be 3 up, and then we get 3 down later. That's one idea. The other idea is that we have a 3-way pullback, and now we're about to go. So either way, or yeah, either this is a flat and we get something like that, or this is one and done and now we're about to go. So there's a few things dumping, maybe because XRP is drawing liquidity from other assets. Because people sell their coins and then they go chase XRP, and I don't recommend that, because you're already, like I say, stay planted. You want to stay planted. This is moving up nicely, but we haven't really seen anything parabolic yet. We haven't seen anything just go berserk. And I think that happens after we get through these retracement levels, because you have one block, then you have another block, then you have another block, right? You have to get through those blocks. Let's take a look at BOEM. BOEM's doing okay, similar to Jupiter. It's in a little bit of a dangerous spot because you got a lot of resistance here, right? You broke through it. Now you're kind of holding it as resistance. So if we can kind of swoop under here, cupping into the resistance, breaking it, that's what I would like to see. Or you get something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you get 3 up, and then you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It could be something much bigger before going up. So that would be somewhere around mid-December where the low would be. So the best thing BOEM can do is sort of get up here and go. I mean, obviously, right? But I'll just have to keep an eye on it. So BOEM, there's BOEM, Nero, whatever, however you say it. Nero, we got a little bit of a inverse head and shoulders. We broke out, we broke the neckline. We're sort of consolidating here. I'd like to see it get back to the retracement levels. So it's looking pretty good. We break out, flag, break out, flag, break out, right? That seems to be the trend. Oh boy. What a day, what a week, what a month. We have a 1, 2. This looks like a 3, but it looks like it needs to go higher. You got a little bit of a 3-way pullback. So XRP mooning is good because then it cycles through the other alts, right? It gives confidence for the other alts to do it. The other little altcoins are like, hey, if he can do it, I can do it too. So it's coming. It's coming. I really like this chart because you have a big wave 1 and you have a beautiful running flat. And then you have a base and you're breaking it. So it looks great. Let's see it keep continuing higher. SHIB. So SHIB broke out, right? And we called this back over here, right here, what the count was. And we nailed the count. And what was the count? Like I said, we had 3 down. And then this came up and then we flagged out. And I said, we're probably going to hit the high. And then once we hit the high, then we had 3 back down. So we had 3 down, 3 up, and then 3 back down. So that was a W, X, Y. And then we had a 1, 2. It sort of bottlenecked in here. And then boom, we broke it. So maybe we get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think there's more upside to go. SHIB looks pretty good. Same thing with Filecoin. Looking good. It's pumping up the jams. Looking great. So that's about it. You're kind of getting wedged in here. So you just got to be a little bit cautious. It could be, some type of flat before we go. But all in all, it looks good. You can see THETA rounding out in here. Maybe we get a little bit of a 3-way pullback, or it ends up being some kind of flat. Looks good too. Okay, so Bitcoin, again, with Bitcoin, It could be A, B, C, go. Or remember our fractal we were looking at. We come down here and then we play and then we go. Right? So we'll keep an eye on Bitcoin, see what happens. But that'll do it for this video. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Cheers to the XRP community. If you can hit that like, subscribe, drop a comment, let me know what you think. Where do you think XRP is going? Where do you think basically the whole market's going in the month of December? This is the last month of the year. We have the monthly close, the weekly close. I mean, what do you guys think is transpiring here? It'd be interesting to see how all of this plays out. And remember what Brad Garlinghouse said like 8 months ago. He predicted a $5 trillion market cap by the end of 2024. And now I thought it was absurd, but now I look at it and I'm like, I don't know, it doesn't look too bad, because if we look at total, let's go to total here real quick. If we go to total, we are at a 3.38 trillion. So if we go up another trillion, I would give it to him. I would say that's close enough. You know, you got a 4.4 trillion. That's almost nearly 5 trillion. But I had this drawn here for a while now. So here's January 1st, right? And then here's 5 trillion. So can we get to this 5 trillion mark by the end of the month? That's going to be interesting to see. I don't think it's, I mean, it could be legit, but what would be, I mean, this thing is in a full-fledged breakout, guys. We are finally expanding here for total, which is basically mostly Bitcoin, right? It's basically all Bitcoin. So if we look at total 2, this gives us a little bit more of an accurate representation because of Ethereum. So total 2, we have not expanded yet, which is why, you know, XRP is already at freaking above $2 and total, and I'm just so happy because I thought, you know, total 2 and total 3 would be at the 1618 and XRP still wouldn't have expanded. I thought it was always going to be a late bloomer, you know, late to the party. But we can see, because it didn't go on the last bull run, it was actually one of the first movers, which is it was a good thing here. So so look at this, guys. Let's go to let's look at the monthly real quick. Okay, so the monthly chart, did we do it? Let me see. I don't think, let's see here. Good enough. So we didn't do it. Okay, so I was going to say, maybe the monthly chart closed above the 786, but we closed above the 702 and the 618. That is really, really good. Now we need to close above the 786, the 886, and the 1. So really, we need to have a weekly close above 1.5 trillion. So Ethereum needs to wake up and go. You know, that's just the way it is. So putting Ethereum to the side here, we could see a full 4.236 right at 5 trillion, not even counting Bitcoin. If we go back in time and we look over here, look at that. We hit basically the 3.414. Okay. So the 3.414 brings us in at about 4.79 trillion if it was going to repeat. So I'm looking at the total 2 being somewhere around $4 trillion. I mean, you would have to think. And again, people say it's too late, we missed it. But the thing is we haven't even expanded yet, guys. This hasn't broken out. We haven't seen anything yet. All right? So you can see right here we expanded. So we still need that to happen. So we'll see if we get it. Cross your fingers. All right, that'll do it for this video. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If there's a coin you want me to take a look at, let me know. I haven't been, I'm sure I got some of the requests, but when XRP puts on a show like that, I gotta focus on the spotlight there. But I will circle around to these other altcoins, and we'll try to get things going. So anyways, I appreciate everybody. I will catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.